What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Let's Play a Destiny. In the last episode, we finished up the Downfall mission, which, let's just say, didn't go as planned, but luckily, Keitel was actually there to help us escape, and Keitel's actually pretty important to this situation, because obviously our big bad right now is Callus. Callus is Keitel's father. In that cutscene that we saw before, I mean, she talked about it a little bit, but in that cutscene we saw before, we saw the little baby Cabal sitting next to Callus in that one picture. That was Keitel. And she is incredibly important to the story because, well, not just because of her relation to Callus, but also because they've always been at odds with each other. In fact, Keitel was cast out a very long time ago for having tried to overthrow Callus. In fact, she worked with Gaul to do so, the villain of the Red War campaign back in Destiny 2 Vanilla. Of course, we never saw those two together because Gaul had his own agenda in the end that Keitel also did not see eye to eye with. But as of right now, Keitel is our ally. So obviously, it is important that she has these insights into Callus and what he has been trying to do all this time. Now, I'm talking to Nimbus really quickly, but only because I did get a rank up on my Neomuna rank, which allows me to get the boots for this area, but also maybe I can pull a couple of weapons. And in fact, I get another of the grenade launcher, although that did go to the postmaster, unfortunately. And then, ooh, shot swap kinetic tremors on this battle scar. That is not bad. Kinetic tremors is a very, very good perk to have, and one that I actually think I would like to have for some upcoming missions. Kinetic tremors was newly introduced in Lightfall, and this is a kinetic weapon only perk that allows sustained damage to emit shockwaves, and these are incredibly powerful shockwaves, as a matter of fact, that do additional damage. I'm going to go into my posts box really quickly and just see if there's anything worth grabbing in here. Let's take a look at that grenade launcher we got. Envious Assassin Pugilist, no thank you. Get a Prime Engram, and also, ooh, a Crux Termination 4 with Demolitionist and Reconstruction. I might actually use that in our next mission because I am going to, in fact, be running Arc for that. I just need to get myself a good special weapon to complement because I'm actually going to use Battle Scar for our Arc run. I just have to be really selective and careful with what I use. I'm going to put this Crux Termination away, my Nas Redden away. Let's also put this Marcion C away. Let's see, what do I have in here that I can actually use that is arc-based? We got Tripwire Canary, Path of Least Resistance, Manticore, Yester. Ooh, here we go. Brigand's Law. That could be good. Tarnished Metal. That actually might be all right. Would prefer to use something with actual special ammo, though. Nezaric's Whisper with Genesis and Vorpal Weapon could be pretty good if I actually use that properly. We got Path of Least Resistance. Not really any exotics, unfortunately, that are Arc that I have that are any good, really. I mean, I have Risk Runner, but that's not a special. I think I'm probably going to end up defaulting to Nezaric's Whisper for this. So let's just take that out. I really need to get myself some more Arc special weapons for this account because I am severely lacking in that department, but don't worry, we're going to find a way to remedy that in the future. All right, I'm going to put this build together, and then we are going to head on up, and I believe we're going to talk to Osiris, yes. So I'll meet you on the Hall of Heroes in just a second.
Empress Keitel's forces will help push back Callus's advances.
We've done nothing but waste time!
I understand, but I cannot lose you again in your eagerness to fight. It is not the same as before.
I am contemplating your most recent outburst with Strand to see if there are opportunities for improvement.
It was out of control. We did the best we could.
We need to do better! We don't know what Callus and the Witness want, but if it will have an effect on us all, I can't allow that to happen. I must ponder more on these strands. You should consult with the Cloudstriders to consider what our next steps could be.
Osiris.
I'm fine, Ghost. I'll be fine. Go on.
All right, if you say so. And while we're here, we should also mention that Keitel seems to have joined us here in the Hall of Heroes. How are you doing, lady?
These are precarious times. I came to see an end to Callus once and for all. But, and I say this with considerable restraint, we are not ready. I've witnessed a great many patriarch of the Cabal Empire poisoned by obsession. Gaul with the light, Callus with the darkness. I worry for Osiris. Recklessness can manifest into obsession. He must rein in his tempestuousness to hope to defeat Callus. So in war, the way is to avoid what is strong and strike at what is weak.
Very, very wise words, Kyle. I have to agree a lot. Okay, so really quickly before we go see Nimbus, I have put together a little bit of a build. We've got our Crux Termination here. This is mainly just going to be for damage because it is an aggressive ran rocket launcher and they hurt bad. It's also got Reconstruction and Demo, so pretty much every time we whip this thing out, it's going to have 2 rockets at our disposal to use, which will be nice. Got my Nezarex Whisper. Really my only arc special that I have at my disposal. And then we got Battle Scar with kinetic tremors on it. Shot Swap is okay. It's not the most ideal, but the Alloy Mag should allow me to reload this thing pretty quickly whenever I exhaust it. Also, Field Tested is just a very good origin trait that's going to give this thing all sorts of different stat buffs. This is going to be pretty much the workhorse weapon of the next mission. And then I have got a nice blinding build going together where when I'm amplified, arc special weapon, final blows create a blinding explosion. Being amplified is a little bit easier said than done, but whenever we get melee going, that should be able to work out pretty well. Also, defeating a blinded target while with precision damage creates a blinding explosion. I don't have to use my arc weapons to make this happen. If something's blinded from my grenade, I can just shoot them with my pulse rifle, and this will also create additional blinds, and I can just kind of chain those together with kinetic tremors. Critical wounded, melee, and grenade energy regenerates more quickly. That's just nice to have at all times. And then every time I jolt something, which will generally be with my punch, I can get ionic traces, which just gives me more ability energy back. So a little, not the most perfect build in the world, but it is one that is going to, I think, get the job done for us as we jump into the next mission. But first, let's go talk to Nimbus. All right, I don't know why my rocket launcher was pulled out there, but here we go.
That Keitel. Whew. She's something else, huh?
Like big women, huh? Can't blame you, Nimbus.
Well, look, I was rooting for us. Really, I was. There's no greater joy for me than doing something Rohan would call incredibly reckless. He'll shake his head and say his little catchphrase.
Nimbus, headlong and empty-handed.
I'm sure you heard it. It's shorthand for, hey kid, stop trying to do it all yourself. We're partners for a reason. And if I screw up and things go south, well, we'll fix them together. The Cloud Arc is still vulnerable. If we can cycle the power, a hard reset like that should kick things back into gear. It's just, this hard reset is deep in Vex territory, and that's where you come in. Osiris and Rohan can go process their differences over some fermented tea or whatever. We're off to go protect the people of Neomuna.
Okay, so it looks like our next mission is going to be Breakneck. Nimbus is bummed out about the outcome of the mass mission. They were really rooting for you. They sympathized by recounting Rohan's little catchphrase for such an occasion. Headlong and empty-handed, explain that it's okay to stop trying to do it by yourself. We're in this together. We'll fix this. Whatever the witness wants from the Veil clearly involves using the radial mass to create some sort of link. So the threat remains high, but right now the Cloud Arc, Neomuna's virtual infrastructure built on the Veil's power, needs our help. I'm sure you've seen the virtual citizens milling about the city. You see, now, you know what? I'll explain the details on the way. We've already pretty much talked about this. This is the fact that, yes, indeed, all of the citizens are, well, just kind of ghosts of themselves. They are stored away into the network, and their consciousness can see what's going on, but aside from that, they're not really doing all that much at the moment. So, we're going to be starting this mission, which I believe, actually, the start for this mission is, yep, it's all the way in the Zephyr Concourse, so we're just going to head straight on over that way. Why it's all the way over here, I couldn't tell you. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me, but whatever. It's going to be interesting actually putting a glaive to use in this upcoming mission, because I really haven't used glaives much in this playthrough. But we'll see if I can get this to work, because this is going to require a lot of precision, and Breakneck is not a super easy mission. None of them are, like I said. But I think really where a lot of it comes down to is the usage of Strand. And right now, it's not so bad because they keep giving us Strand in an empowered state where I'm getting my ability to recharge really quickly. And overall, it just hasn't been all that hard to use. But later on, Strand is going to be used a bit more differently, and it's going to really make my job a lot harder. So this is why I really want to get some good weapons that are going to be nice workhorses for some of the more difficult content we're about to run into. All right, here we go.
So, going directly after Callus kind of blew up in our faces.
We need to be looking at the bigger picture. We want to protect the Veil. We first and foremost need to protect the Cloud Ark.
Rohan, I think we're still a little fuzzy here. What exactly is the Cloud Ark?
It's our city's network, our infrastructure, our people, our defenses. Everything depends on it.
And what we're doing now is stopping the Vex from siphoning energy from the Cloud Ark's reactor. If we do that, the Veil's safe, and the Amuni are safe. Bang, bang, boom. Targaritas on Rohan.
Make your way to the Cloud Ark reactor. We'll head to the central power junction. Once you cycle the system, we'll be able to return power to the reactor.
We're on it.
You know, I just realized I didn't even have kinetic loader on. That's going to be actually really important for what we're about to do here, because this weapon is going to be doing most of the work as I put kinetic tremors to the test here. And there it is, already doing a fair bit of damage, as you can see. We'll just keep blinding you. Let's take you out with my glaive, because that is something I can pull out pretty often here. So you notice that it only takes a few bursts for kinetic tremors to really get going, and look at all that damage that it does. It's just constant additional damage, and the fact that it's also hitting everything in its vicinity means that range isn't really an issue as long as you're accurate, and ow, that really hurts. Speaking of accurate, those Cyclopses are really, really rough. So, and shot swap is also a thing I'm getting here, which allows me to switch weapons really quickly. That can be nice. It's just sort of a passive perk. I wouldn't really call it anything amazing, but it is there. So we'll just keep knocking each of these Cyclopses out as we go. And again, notice, okay, let's put the rocket launcher to use here. Just kind of take all of those out, and then we'll go back to using kinetic tremors on you. Because kinetic tremors doesn't really care about really care about whatever circumstance you're using it in. As long as you're doing sustained damage, you're fine. So let's just knock you out, and there we go. So this is already working out really good for me as I make my way through here. We're just going to have to play this very, very patiently, especially as we get further in, because the biggest problem with running into Vex is we're going to have to deal with wyverns, and we've already talked about how annoying those things are to deal with, but man, oh man, we're going to be in confined spaces here, so it's only going to get worse. Now, the good news is I'll never have to reload my rocket, so not going to worry about that too much. Can I keep doing sustained damage here? There we go. Just take you out. I'm going to hit the big guy here so I can get kinetic tremors going, and that can knock out all of those things. Let me throw a blinding grenade in there. I think I hit the wyvern, so we are fine. Remember, I have Liar's Handshake on, so if I absolutely have to, I can always just do a double punch to get my health back. Here, let's just keep doing damage to you. All right, do some more. There we go. Awesome. Oh, man, this is actually doing great right now for me. All right, you get a rocket because I don't like you. And the good news is wyverns are absolutely finishable, assuming they don't have a big yellow health bar. So we are fine. Okay, big Cyclops, big Cyclops. That thing is going to hurt if I don't take care of it quickly. I'm going to throw a blinding grenade up there by the hobgoblins. That was a perfect throw. I got rid of both of them. There we go. Keep that going. Just jump out of the way of that shot, and we are good. All right, so this build is working out pretty well so far. Rocket launcher is going to be important later.
Cloud Ark is lost. What does that mean for the Neomuni?
All our citizens have uploaded their consciousness into the Cloud Ark. No Cloud Ark means lights out for everyone in Neomuna.
Ah, so it's bad. Got it. That's another one of those pockets of darkness energy. Should we get a closer look?
Okay, so now we are able to just kind of use this to grapple around, which is exactly what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to make my way on in.
It worked that time. Why did it work that time? Huh. It's like you're pulling on some kind of invisible ropes. I'm detecting those sources as a concentration of energy coming from a common source. It's got to be the Veil. Like some sort of magnetic group all around Neomuna. Let's keep an eye out for more of those.
All right, well, since the game has been so kind as to give me super immediately and also a little bit of heavy, if I can actually string this together. Let me get Liar's Handshake going here. And maybe I can get a little bit of a jolt. If I ever have to, I can always get my melee going on Arc and then really wreak havoc. Not that it's going to necessarily make me as invincible in harder content like this, but it is still pretty darn nice. And there is that blinding explosion coming through. And look, I blinded them again. There's my build really coming into play right there, just because I'm getting more precision kills. And Kinetic Tremors is going to take him out. Look at that. Oh my goodness, that damage. Now that is what I'm talking about. That is a build working in tandem. And it's not even like a super well crafted build. It's something I just kind of made on the fly. But it's still getting the job done, which is what's most important here. All right, let's see if we can get one of those Cyclopses to take some damage. And then I'm going to throw that down there. Get a bunch of blinding going. And then, if I can, I would very much like... Woo, okay, easy now. Yeah, get that going. Can I get... Oh! Or the Cyclops Blast could just take me out. This is why we need to kill those things. Okay, I'm just not even going to waste time. I'm going to use rockets. Because that's all it takes, is just one wrong shot, and you're just done for. All right, once more with feeling. Okay, Cyclops is down. Now I can actually get to work here. So I saved my super for a very good reason, and you might have seen it out of the corner of my eye here just a second ago, but it's already wandering around the arena. And no, it's not these guys. I can handle these guys all day. They're not much of an issue. That's what I have the glaive for. No, it's actually running around in the back there. Take you out. And notice how every time I break one of these guys' shields, I'm also getting my ammo back, which is awesome for this. Okay, this thing is after me. Oh, did it die? Did I kill it already? I did. Oh, awesome. I didn't think it would. I thought it had a lot more health than that. I know one super was going to do it. All right, let's take you out. Beautiful. Good job. Oh, man, I'm loving this glaive right now. It's actually working out great for me. Let's get Kinetic Tremors on you. Come on. There we go. Of course, the heal is going to help you out a little bit, but then we can finish you off with the glaive. Beautiful. All right, not bad at all. Not bad at all. All right, we're almost done with this episode, but I'm going to make my way through here just a little bit more. Notice there was a wyvern in here, so I want to take him out. Let's do that, and then I was going to try to finish them off with a grenade, but apparently that was unnecessary because everything died to that, which is, you know, a good thing. All right, where am I going next? Let's see here. It's got to be a way out of here somehow, somewhere. Possibly over this way. Ah, here we go. We got vents. Take those out. Perfect.
Guardian, I'm almost at the central power junction. Ready to blast this power back to the Cloud Arc once you've cycled the system.
Hold on. These Vex are short-circuiting voluntarily. Ah, okay. You'll have to clean up those Vex confluxes before heading to the reactor.
We haven't observed this kind of behavior before. Hope you're taking notes, Nimbus.
On the headless robot dance? Yeah, I've seen it before. It's gotta be a way for them to create a gateway to the Cloud Arc. Or express themselves emotionally. I don't know who can say, honestly.
This station's power output is unbelievable. Earth was decades away from technology like this, even during the Golden Age.
The Cloud Arc needs a lot of juice. Like we said earlier, it supports all the Neomuni, the city's defenses, and also the Veil's defenses. Once we get that power, we'll have all the backup we need to take back the Veil from Callus.
That's good. We're going to need all the help we can get.
Okay, I love it when a grenade just instantly amplifies me. It's freaking awesome. It's going to help me a lot for the approaching stuff right now. Let's go take those things. Yeah. Get rid of their freaking shields if possible. Hello there. Go away. There we go. Can I also knock your shield out too? Get a little chain explosion there. I'm actually okay with just using all the special in the world right now because if you notice, we are about to get into something big here. Let me just knock all of these guys out. And yes, there is a thing for me to place a rally banner down, and I will be doing that in the next episode because that is going to be it for this one, guys. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this episode very, very much. Next time, we will be finishing up the Breakneck mission, and ooh boy, the second half of this mission it's got a lot going on, and it can be pretty tough, so we'll be doing our best. I will be bringing my A game if possible, and yeah, I just hope that this build can really hold up. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.